Hello everyone, my name is Paul, and today we'll be presenting on a topic that I believe in one of the most is one of the most important and overlooked intersection of technology and society, cybersecurity in Africa. In this courses, perspective on computing in society, we will explore how technology shapes the world today. I want to zoom into a region that is digitally transforming faster than almost everywhere on Earth, yet remain dangerously underprotected in cyberspace. My thesis is this Africa's rapid digital growth create enormous opportunities, but without urgent investment in cybersecurity, that growth become a vulnerability. The continent cannot afford to build its digital future on an insecure foundation. Alright, so let's move to the second part. Okay. Uh, Let me walk you through that we will be discussing today. We will start with Africa digital revolution, just how fast this continent is getting online. Then we will look at the cyber threat landscape and why Africa has become a major target. We will talk about the economy stake, how much is being lost, and what is at risk. After that, we will assess where African nations actually stand in terms of cyber defense. And we will finish with a look at real practical path forward. By the end, I hope you understand why cybersecurity in Africa isn't just a tech issue, it's a development issue, a human rights issue, and a national security issue. Africa digital revolution, the continent is connecting fast. Let's start with some number that will genuinely impress you. In 2005, only about 2% of Africans had internet accesses, but 2023, according to the International Telecommunication Union, uh, the UIT, that figure has climbed to 43%. That's a jump of over 40% point in less than 20 years. Africa now has over 800 million mobile subscribers. It is fastest growing mobile market on the entire planet. The GSMA, which is the Global Association of Mobile Operators, project this to keep growing rapidly. The International Finance Corporation estimates that Africa's digital economy could contribute a staggering $180 billion by 2025, and remarkably, all 54 African nations now have some form of mobile internet access. This is extraordinary. People across the continent are banking on their phone, accessing healthcare information, running businesses, and connecting with family. Many, for the very first time, this digital inclusion is genuinely life changing. But here is the problem: whenever more people come online quickly, the attack surface for cyber criminal expand, and that is exactly what happened in Africa. So, is cybersecurity so critically important in this specific content? Uh, it comes down to what researchers call the double-edged sword of rapid growth. When a region digitalizes quickly, without building security infrastructure at the same pace, it creates enormous gap that criminal actors and even foreign governments are very willing to exploit. things about mobile banking. For example, M-Pesa launched in Kenya in 27, transformed how million of people handle money. It is an incredible innovation, but it's also creating massive new target. People who had never interacted with financial system before were suddenly managing real money on a phone, often without knowing what a phishing attempt even looked like. Similarly, government across Africa are digitalized services, tax collection, healthcare record, identity system, but many of them are built without proper security standard from day one. The IoT say it directly. African has the fastest growing internet population in the world without security investment. This growth become a liability, and the problem is compound because Africa also has a shortage of trained uh, cybersecurity professional underfund cybersecurity, cyber agency, and law that haven't caught up to that threat. Now let's look at what those threats actually are. According to According to Interpol in 2022 African Cyber Threat Assessment Report, Africa lost an estimated $4 billion every year of cybercrime. Let me go through the main category first: phishing attacks. They are fraudulent email or message pretending to be from banks, telecom operator, or government agency, digital to steal logging credential. They are the most common entry point of cybercrime globally, and Africa is not exception. Second, mobile fraud, including SIM swapping, where a criminal convince a telecom to transfer your phone number to their SIM, then drain your mobile money account. Platforms like M-Pesa or Orange Money are frequent targets, and we can also add MTN Money. So, as a third one now, we have the ransomware. This is where attacker break into an hospital or government system and locked all the five, demanding payment to restore accesses. This has affected healthcare system in several African nations with daily consequences when patient record become inaccessible. And for the fourth now, business email compromise. This is a sophisticated scam where attacker impersonate company executive in email to trick employee into transferring fund. Interpol estimate business email compromise cost Africa about $1.7 billion annually. And the fifth, we can see a critical infrastructure attack targeting power grid, water system, and telecom, increasingly tied to geopolitical conflicts. And for the sixth, data breach, weak or non-existent data protection law mean that when a breach happen, there are few consequences for negligent company and little resource for affected users. Now we can move to the next one about that gives us a visual perspective on where Africa sit in global cybercrime loss. You can see on this chart that it's absolutely dollar in absolute dollar term, Africa loses around 4 billion annually, like we said earlier. Uh, but that money are very lower than America's 26 billion, Europe 20 billion. But there is a crucial context. Those numbers need to be seen relative to GDP. Uh, a $4 billion loss hit an African economy much harder than it hit American one. That's true. because we can say that African continent don't have the largest economy in the world, so 4 billion is painful, like we can see. Um, Consider to that 60% of African businesses report experiences a cyber attack in 2022. That is nearly two out of every three businesses, and yet less than 1% of global cybersecurity spending come from Africa. That spending gap is the core of the problem. The continent is generating real economic activity online, real wealth is being transferred digitally, but the investment in protecting those systems is almost non-existent by global standard. This isn't just about money either. When healthcare systems are breached, people die. When financial fraud targets the poor, family lose life saving. The human cost is enormous. And now we can talk about the current state of cyber defense in Africa. So, where do African nations exactly stand in terms of their defense? The honest answer is better than a decade ago, but still critically behind. On the positive side, and there is a real progress worth acknowledging. 32 of 54 nations in Africa now have formal national security, cybersecurity strategy. According to the IoT, countries like Ghana, Kenya, Rwanda have made a dramatic improvement. The IoT Global Cybersecurity Indexes. The Africa Union created the Malabo Convention in 2014, a continental legal framework on cybersecurity and data protection, and more than 18 countries have established their own CERT, Computer Emergency Response Team, to respond to incidents. But the gap is still crucial. Only 18 of those 54 nations have actually ratified the Euro Convention, meaning most of the continent cybersecurity cooperation is still voluntary and fragmented. There is a shortage of over 100,000 cybersecurity professionals across the continent. Only 8 African countries have dedicated cybersecurity law. Most small and medium-sized businesses operate with zero cybersecurity training, and cross-border cybersecurity investigation are constantly hampered but inconsistent, loud across different countries. Progress is real, but the gap between where African is and where it needs to be remain wide and very, very dangerous. So let me bring this to life where this real case. The first is Nigeria in 2021. Nigeria lost over $500 million in cybercrime that year, and making it the one of the most targeted economy in the continent. The dominant method, business email compromise. Attacker will research a company online, then send email that perfectly impersonate senior executive, instructing finance staff to transfer funds to fraudulent accounts. The lesson: digital financial regulation and employee cyber training are not optional. The second case is South Africa. Experience which is in 2020 the personal data of 24 million South African, nearly half of the population, and nearly 800,000 businesses was exposed when attacker posed as a legitimate client of the credit bureau to extract the database. This wasn't a technical hack, it was social engineering. The lesson: identity verification and data governance framework are just as important as firewall. The third case, as you can see over there, is Ethiopia. In 2020, during a period of intense political conflict, attackers believed to be the state-linked target Ethiopia's telecommunication infrastructure, disrupting communication for millions of people. This is the new phase of warfare. The lesson national security and cybersecurity can no longer be treated as separate domain. I hope that you guys can be very can also see exactly how it means and the path forward solution and up like we can see over there. But I don't want to end on a purely pessimist note because this is real. Reason for optimism and there are concrete solutions that work. First, education and workforce development. African universities are starting to offer cybersecurity degrees, and global tech companies like Google and Microsoft have launched free certification programs across the continent. Kenya, Konza, Technopolis is being built as a model hub for the region tech talent. We need more of this at scale. Second, legal framework. All 54 African nations need to ratify and enforce the EU Malabo Convention. Harmonized law allows cybercriminals to prosecute across border aid. Right now, many attackers exploit legal gaps by operating in one country and targeting another. And the third now, public-private partnerships, telecom, bank, and government need to co-invest in the national threat intelligence platform, mandatory securities audit for critical system, and served with real authority and resources. Fourth, secure by design mobile system. Since mobile is Africa's primary internet gateway, every app, SIM registration system, and mobile money platform must be designed with security built in front of start, not bolted on afterward. Fifth now, Pan-African Cooperation, PAW, and the African Union must build stronger joint cyber task force. Cybercrime crosses every border. The defense has to as well. And six, and honesty must cost effectively of all. Community awareness campaign in local language, teaching ordinary people to recognize the phishing, use strong password, and report fraud is one of the highest return investment any government can make. Okay, and let me bring everything together. Uh, Africa is the middle of the is in the middle of a historical digital revolution. Hundreds of millions of people are coming online, building businesses, accessing services, participating in a global economy in a way that simply weren't possible a generation ago. That is a genuine triumph. But the cost of inaction of cybersecurity is being measured in billions of dollars and in millions of compromised lives. People savings are stolen, whose medical records are exposed, whose government are paralyzed. The good news is that solution exists: education, legislation, cross-border cooperation, and simply community awareness. They are not moonshots. They are achievable with political will and the right investment. And here is what I found most inspiring about this story. Africa is the continent that largely skipped landline and went straight to mobile phone. It built mobile banking system that Europe and America are still trying to replicate. It has proven repeatedly that it can leapfrog outdated model and build something better. That same capacity for forging can be applied to cybersecurity. Africa does not have to repeat the mistake of legacy system built without security. It can build its digital infrastructure right from the ground up. Cybersecurity is not a luxury, it's the foundation of Africa's digital future, and the windows to get the right is open. But it will not stay open forever. Thank you very much. And at the end, you don't need to. At the end, my source for the presentation include the IoT Global Cybersecurity Indexes, Interpol, Africa, Cyber Threat Assessment Report, the GSM Mobile Economy Report, the Africa Union Malabo Convention, and serial report from World Bank, EFC, and private sector organization. Full citation are listed on this slide. So feel free to reach out and feel free, guys. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to stay with me. I hope that you guys will watch, and then if you have any question, just like comment and subscribe, and just give me all your question in the comment boxes. I will be open and then free to answer you to any question. Thank you for giving me the time, and have a great day. Peace.